Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone...
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'll start gathering my forces.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things.
But she said she's not a real...
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor, not to mention the... As for me, I'll head to the academia and...
Oh, that's right! Vijava was...
From Emily's letter, certain. I didn't have time to... I have friends in Suma. I'll leave you and Emily to watch...
Well, it's been a day. But things weren't looking good with Emily's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Rise with the sun! Burn it down!
Emily!
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. My chemical analysis of a goose also went smoothly. Although it's... I was able to...
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking. I had to use one of the newest, unless you were as for whether Master's condition was caused by...
Oh, that reminds me...
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard any...
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emily here? Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Colin. Ah, of course. Tainari's apprentice. And please, no need for formalities. Emily is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, Master considered that possibility as well. But the name wasn't the only dead end. Master... How is that possible?
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true...
Hey! Lucian!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Kirio came back?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of... It's locked?
There's no one here.
Lucian! Lucian!
That's Sylvain's voice!
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up! Emily, Emily, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious. Like what happened to Edgar?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but
No, that's not possible.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, we'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Poor guy. He's like he may have made some bad decisions.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally all the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they...
If Kyria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly... Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air, and now this Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor.
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I did take a look, though.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate?
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left...
We'll help too. We don't know much about... And the windows are shut. Well, looks like we've investigated as...
So, did you find anything?
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But, entering through...
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine.
Then, what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in...
I agree. Also, I've made some...
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me...
After Kyria attacked Edgar, we returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise!
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene.
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucian's pupils were dilated, and his skin was flushed. Very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. the more...
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one... No. Emily, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on. Tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
That may be true.
Master!
Edgar?
Thanks to Emily. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it,
Edgar!
even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do know he would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena. That's Vijava's. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
Oh, Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Oh,
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
The Fatui, delusions... I never would have thought Auguste...
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy.
that's enough. At first, Yelena wanted to... It didn't have any of...
So you decided poison?
Listen, unless you were particular...
It may be true there are no records of Auguste poison, but even if no one was acute, that explains why you were the Fatui.
Ha! Oh, you see, Auguste was harmless.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circuit, but if the Mara Chaussee Phantom decided to... Before we could even put up...
But if her goal was to Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time. Everything she did, it was for her. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's... After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion.
So she couldn't flee with her brother.
If her true identity was exposed, the Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of it.
So the wealth you...
Most likely. That's why Lucy...
I don't think he knew his sister. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kiria. I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. It's hard to pull your...
Very true. Even...
Edgar!
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been so... If we hadn't invited...
She knew. We were just trying to earn a bit of more. Lucien's crime. Fine. I've said my...
3 people from Font. Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine with the exhibition.
The hotel could... Although with...
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is... I'd just like... As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also... Would you be willing to grant?
Well, all right. The man we grew to know in Sumeru proved...
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
Happened tonight?
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again...
That may be true. If we...
Master, no. That's...
If Kiria... In other words...
Capture?
Afraid? I'm spending the rest of my...
I'll admit, it could... Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel.
I still have some reservations.
I'll also keep...
Although, if Kiria... Note...
You mean if he doesn't...
If that were to happen...
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old...
All right, we can figure out a plan to...
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kiri is hiding, he must have heard them by now. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can see how...
Rise with the sun!
Emily!
Thank you, Kale. But first, here. I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you. But I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be...
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kiria's revenge.
Oh, Hey, Emily! Kale! Oh, are we interrupting something? No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kiria has the capacity to commit, there was just a single door separating them. If his intention, when I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died, maybe Kiria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the... So did he attack?
Based on what we've...
Losing his sister all those years, whenever I get to thinking like that... I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed some of them. Surround yourself with fragrance for So while you hold on to that, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, but generally speaking...
Once you're consumed by hatred?
You're right. The fact, but that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the... I understand...
Huh.
Emily, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here.
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers. I would imagine Sheriff...
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room. Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. And Emily's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch.
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll...
Huh. Not a peep. Has Kirya given up on his revenge? Guess we'll have to keep at it. Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Perhaps Kiria's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes. No, that can't be right. There must be something we're missing. Something extremely important.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty. You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like... Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Flowers, glaze... Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Hey, did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named...
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please, no loitering.
It's been 3 days...
Do you think it could be the work of an... I mean, how do you get away with something like...
Keep it moving, everyone. No lo...
I suppose I'm next.
You don't know that. Kiria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps...
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emily. I never did thank you for that, did I?
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die, but Kiria has nothing. It really...
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kiria himself, once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well. Emily, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show. Whether Kiria gets to... I know it's a lot to ask.
Of course.
Really, now I truly have nothing to worry about.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting.
I'm sorry, Master.